Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. I do not like that picture. Let me change that back to this. Yeah, I don't like that avatar. Um, I look like I have a hangover, I think. Uh, NT Ways, thank you so much for being here. I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. But remember, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was a reason for believing. Okay. Fancy, thank you so much for being here first. Ha! Meghan's concert era. And then, of course, there's the curious case of that weirdo. Um, well, she's supposed to be the future queen, but we'll see what happens. Um, I can almost guess what she's going to wear to the coronation. It's easy. Just think of something that Meghan has worn already, and that's um, that's a good indication. I see her in like a yellow maxi. Yeah, I see her in the yellow maxi, but let's see how it goes. Just to be spiteful, I think. Okay. Wait a minute. Why am I getting an alert for that? That ain't none of me. Let me make sure. Oh no, I don't want no. From me? Oh no. Mm-mm. Oh no. How did I get subscribed to that? Uh-uh. You know what? I think sometimes YouTube subscribe you to stuff that you did not even ask for. I really do believe that. They just willy-nilly subscribe you to stuff that was not in your wheelhouse. I don't like that. No, don't do me. And get that off of here fast. I know I didn't subscribe to that. Okay. Hi, Lydia Washington, Adrian Burrows, Miss Z, and Candace. I'm sorry, what am I saying, Candace? Janice Goodrich, Susie Mom. Hello, thank you for being here. All right, let's get on with it, shall we? And as always, thank you to the Mod Squad, which includes Church Nelly, Lydia Washington, Cookies and Cream, Adrian Burrows, Dominica Anastasia Isabella Christensen, Legs, Sherry Ware, Elaine Parker, and on occasion, VS Speaks Royally. All right, thank you all so much. All right, and Meghan is in her concert era. That's what she says, in my concert era. And nothing can prepare you for seeing Meghan kind of just hanging out with James Taylor. I love James Taylor. He is like his genre, I would say, is easy listening. You don't hear that term much, but easy listening, that was one way to describe the genre. It could be a bit folk, not so heavy folk music, but there is a folk music element to it. And yeah, everybody knows that song, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall. All you have to do is call, and I'll be here, yeah. 'Cause you got a friend, you got a friend. Yep, that song, James Taylor, among others. But yeah, back in the day when I used to listen to WLAK, that was a local radio station, WLAK, and they played all kind of easy listening songs like that. Um, Songs that just kind of elevated your spirit, and at the same time, it wasn't too loud, or I'd kind of put my radio down on low and listen to it. James Taylor was one of those artists, and of course, they played Barbara Streisand, um, all kind of like little slow grooves like that. Okay. What's that? Oh, is that him? He made that song. Um, you know, why do I think Carole King wrote that song, or did he write it? Um, anyway, I got some more information about him. I don't know who the guy is on the left. It seemed like that maybe James Taylor's son, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who he is. It did not mention anywhere who that guy was, but tell you what, I can try to look him up. James Taylor's son. Uh, nope, don't look like him. Or is it? I don't know who that kid is. It might be him. How many kids does he have? I don't know, but I never seen him before. But yeah, I really like James Taylor. Yeah, some of my favorite like easy listening artists: James Taylor, Carly Simon, um, no, Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot, I love Gordon Lightfoot. Someday you're gonna be scared if I find you've been sneaking up my back stairs. Yeah, that vein of music. You never really know a person, do you? Marcy Foreman, 25 months membership. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Baron. Definitely enjoying the joy era of the Sussexes, successful endeavors, charity work, raising two beautiful children, and looking good. Yes, all of that. And while they're doing all that, they're still looking amazing. Relaxed, moisturized, refreshed, and in some instances, quite tan. They have been quite tan. So, yeah, that is a plus. Thank you very much for the 25 months membership. And you know what they say? The first 25 months are the easiest. No, or is it the first 25 months are the hardest? Anyway, cheers to you for being a part of this experiment. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I don't know if I like that song so much. James Taylor, Fire and Rain. But you know what? I can just kind of listen to it and groove with it, but not one of my favorite James Taylor. Well, he's 77 years old. Wow, wow, wow. It says here Meghan in her concert era after attending James Taylor's show with Harry. One photo posted to Instagram by Meghan showed the six-time Grammy Award winner signing some memorabilia for the couple. And the Duchess of Sussex said she is in her concert era after attending a James Taylor show in San Diego. Along with the Duke of Sussex, Meghan posted on Instagram a number of photos of herself and Harry in the concert and backstage with the American singer songwriter with the caption, "In my concert era. Thanks, James." One photo showed the 6-time Grammy Award winner signing some memorabilia for the couple. It comes, oh, boy. Yeah. You know, anyway, I'm going to skip all that part. I just want to figure out who the other guy is in the photo. They're going to say it comes after this, and yeah, we know. We know. It even says Beyonce will perform in Chicago and New Jersey, before embarking on 6 dates at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Oh God. Oh, my ulcer. If she's going to London, oh my God, please don't let those people get near her. Don't let those people get near her. They would do that just to be spiteful. They would show up just to be spiteful. Uh, and of course, our Duchess looks absolutely gorgeous. You all think Harry's been working out or what? You think Harry's been working out? I mean, he's looking pretty buffed. I'm going to just guess that he's been working out. Yep, somebody are hitting the weights. Hi, Antoinette Kennedy and Gormley. Did I say hi to Mary H? Zubaida Ali, Brenda Gray, Sharon Augustine. Hello, thank you for being here. Adrian Burrow. Let me see who else here. Okay. All right. And take a look right there. James Vernon Taylor, born March the 12th, 1948, is an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. A 6-time Grammy Award winner, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000. Taylor achieved his breakthrough in the 1970s with the number 3 single, that is, "I Seen Fire and I Seen Rain." Yep, there goes that fire and rain again. And had his first number 1 hit in 1971 with his recording of "You Got a Friend," written by Carole King in the same year. His 1976 greatest hits album was certified diamond and has sold 11 million copies in the United States alone, making it one of the best-selling albums in U.S. history. Following his 1977 album, JT, he has retained a large audience over the decades. Every album that he released from 1977 to 2007 sold over 1 million copies. He enjoyed a resurgence in chart performance during the late 1990s and 2000s when he recorded some of his most awarded work, including Hourglass, October Road, and Covers. He achieved his first number 1 album in the US in 2015 with "Before This World." I ain't heard it ever in life. Taylor is also known for his covers such as "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You." I remember he did that one in Handyman. I don't remember that song. As well as originals such as he played the leading role in Monty Hellman's 1971 film Two-Lane Blacktop. So That's a little idea of who James Taylor is, if you never heard of him before, courtesy of Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Yeah, he's definitely buffed. Harry has been hitting the gym. Oh, okay. You think that's Henry Taylor, James Taylor's son? All right. Yeah, I was just guessing that was his kid, but I wasn't sure. But thank you so much for your help there. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle feel empathetic toward Brooklyn Beckham and wife Nicola Peltz and are secretly supporting the couple through similar family feud. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Um, it's Beckett. It's Beckett. Okay, I think I know what they're doing there. Prince Harry and Meghan's secret mansion summit with Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz to share trauma of toxic family feud. I don't know what this obsession is about trying to link the Sussexes to the Beckhams. Is all of this just so that David Beckham can get that knighthood that he's wanted for a month of Sundays? Why is it so important to connect the Sussexes to the Beckhams? Harry and David Beckham were not close. They were never close. David Beckham is invited to a lot of things like royal weddings as a courtesy. That's it. They kind of look at the Beckhams as though they're pseudo royals, right? Um, but it just, it does. I wish they would just stop. I wish they would just stop. Just cease and desist. There is no Beckham connection there. Meghan wore Victoria Beckham's clothes as a nod to British designers. That's it. And some of the stuff that she has is quite nice. Meghan likes, um, what does she say? She likes her clothes to have nice, clean lines and such, right? Back in the day, Meghan probably would have worn clothes from Halston, someone famous for clean, simple lines, nothing too fussy. But of course, Meghan is very much a Carolina Herrera girl, among other designers. But my point is, there is no Beckham connection. There just isn't. When they don't want to insinuate that there's uh, I guess, a family feud with the Windsors, they turn to the Beckhams. What point does that serve? What good does that serve? Who are they trying to impress with that? Now, if you ask me, it helps to elevate David Beckham's importance, but I don't see how or where or why they think there's some type of connection between the Beckhams and Harry. Harry would not deliberately set out to. This is an attempt to make Harry look petty. That's what they're doing here. They're trying to make Harry petty, and it is deflection. It is actually William that uses headhunters, meaning his staff, to go out and solicit anybody that has the most minor connection with Harry and Meghan, just so that the papers can report that William has poached another person over to his side, like the president of New Zealand, Hardin, whatever her name. They couldn't wait to talk about that. And I can't think of all the other people, but this idea that William has poached somebody else or this person has come over to their side. So this whole thing with David Beckham is so convenient. But if there was any type of long term connection or friendship with the Beckhams, don't you know that David and Posh would have taken photos with Harry and Meghan, and there are no photos of the Beckhams, and I could not find it. I couldn't find it. If it does exist, I cannot find it. Let's see. What does I say? Victoria Beckham seems like a skinny. Okay, okay. Let me see here. Brooklyn left the Beckham family for good. I wish I knew what that was about. If you know what, if the Duke of Windsor was still alive, and if what's her name, Wallace was still alive, which of course is probably impossible, but if they were still alive, I promise you, they would have all of these meetings and connections with the Sussexes, right? That the Sussexes sought them for counsel and consoling and oh my god, they take the most obvious storyline and then they leave a little thread dangling so you can pull on that thread, and there is all of this history connected to people who in some cases never even met before. This is a probably an excellent example of how the tabloids create a storyline that does not exist. The Sussexes are living in Montecito, California. The Beckhams, I think they spend the bulk of their time in Florida and in the UK, I guess. Maybe they have a flat in Manhattan or something like that. But there is no great connection between those two households. There just isn't. This is all a bunch of nonsense, and it's actually a bit annoying at this point. They want so desperately to pit one woman against the other, right? So let's see how much time it takes before they insinuate that Nicola and Meghan had a falling out, right? That's next. Meghan and Nicola had some type of falling out. Or Harry tried to tell Brooklyn what to do, um, and you know the rest. I mean, these things are kind of write themselves. David Beckham is weird around. Oh, no comment. uh, no comment. Yep, that's what I have to say about that. Hmm. Um, next. Woo. Well, you know what? That whole family is weird. Let's face it, that whole family is weird. Yeah, I get the weirdness vibe from the Beckhams. They have a bad case of too much time on their hands. If I was to say what they were guilty of. They just got too much time on their hands. And the more time goes by, the more space there seems to be between somebody's top lip and their nose. I won't say which one, but it just seems like there's just too much space. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You know what I mean? So is that cruel? Oh man, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. That's low even for me. Okay, moving right along then. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I can't find that.
You know what?
Nope, that's not it. And that's not it. Oh well. Let me see here. Meghan's jam. Victoria has been interfering with Brooklyn's marriage. Brooklyn didn't show up for his dad's birthday bash. Thank you very much, Meghan's jam, for the super chat. Now, I did hear about Brooklyn not showing up, but so Victoria Beckham has been trying to allegedly, possibly sabotage her son's marriage. Being a bit controlling, are we? And isn't it true that Nicola's family, that they are kind of well off? Did I hear that? That she's not there for the Beckham money, which is what a lot of it's that obvious thing, like, oh, so and so's a gold digger. I think that may have been the insinuation or something like that. Well, I hope Brooklyn got plenty money, because it's kind of hard to have a bad attitude when you ain't got no money. And he's accustomed to, oh, really? Really? Okay. Let me look that up then. Nicola Beckham? Okay. Oh, pelts. Why did I say? Okay. Now, oh my goodness. All right. Now, you know what, guys? You know what? As I'm sitting here saying I don't believe this for anything in the world, do you all know People Magazine is running that story? People Magazine, the Metro, the Sun, Page Six, the Daily Star, the Mirror, the Irish Star. They're all running the story about Nicola and Brooklyn visiting with the Sussexes. Still doesn't make it true. Remember, they were saying that Harry was staying at some club, and that he wasn't going home and all that kind of stuff. So I'll just say it does not make it true, just because they say that. So, wow. Okay, just for the record, let's talk about Nicola. Nicola is an American actress and filmmaker. She is best known for her role in Katara in a film Last Airbender, Bradley Martin, and an A&E drama series Bates Motel, and Tetsa Yeager in the film Transformers: Age of Extinction. Peltz Beckham was born on January the 9th, 1995, in Westchester County, New York. Oh, Westchester County. I think that sounds kind of rich. as the daughter of a Jewish American billionaire, here we go, billionaire businessman Nelson Peltz and model Claudia Hefner. Okay, okay, there we go. Yeah, she's loaded. She has one sister and six brothers, including Will Peltz. She's also has two half siblings from her father's previous marriage. Although her mother never converted to Judaism, her father is a devout Jew, and both of his sons have a bar mitzvah. Is that what it is? Is Posh Beckham worried about having to go to her grandson's bar mitzvah? Is that what the problem is? Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Yeah. Well, let me see. She's not about to kiss up to the Beckhams. They have to kiss up to her. Yes, 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 yes. You know, I don't like to use that kind of language because I'm afraid it could be a bit insensitive or insulting, but I'll just use part of it. American princess. Okay. American princess. Um, her family is loaded. They're loaded. You know, what the Beckhams think is money, her family probably used that to light the stove at night. Yeah. Well, I can see why Junior is quite independent of the family. I can see now. So, what can you say? That's what you get when you try to control somebody's life. You end up losing contact with them. Well, you have to teach people how to treat you. That's what they say. Sometimes you got to teach people how to treat you. Okay. Oh, that seat I was in was getting a bit hard. I got to. Oh, that feels much better. That feels much better. Yeah, and this is wider too, so my behind doesn't go jutting all over the place. Okay. Well, don't know what to tell you, Posh. Don't know what to tell you. Now, that two-faced Liz Jones. Liz Jones speaks with forked tongue. She really does. She speaks with a forked tongue. Liz Jones, the startling truth about Meghan and Harry's relationship after their big night out and why it's a lesson for Charles and the royals. Now, why she all of a sudden is being so accommodating, I don't know. But I just grabbed a few lines from the article. Let's see. Meghan's Instagram treated us to a whole carousel of happy selfies late on Friday night. Billed as a very fun date night, they'd been taken at Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour in Los Angeles. Here were the ecstatic couple in rapture. Here was Harry leaning for a quick peck on the cheek, Beyonce in a flying car, Harry and Meghan both wearing cowboy hats, as if to reinforce they are Team USA now. The album is called Cowboy Carter, but anyway, I'm not going to explain that to this woman. Um, I mean, is that how she pictured Americans? We all wear cowboy hats? Anyway, as if to reinforce they are Team USA now. Condescending. Can you say condescending? Now you can take your fancy fascinators and top hats and stick them where the sun don't shine. But my goodness, the stream of snaps was so much more than another date night. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, one in particular, an immaculate pink polished hand on his chest. He turned beaming down at his wife with a look of sheer adoration. Spoke just two very important ones. We're happy. Should that be words? Spoke just two very important words. Spoke two very important ones. Anyway, we're happy. Um, and oh, a couple more words this time from Meghan. We know how whatever that the she I won. In other words, Meghan is saying, I won. This is very condescending. She had a torrid few weeks of negative podcast reviews and ridicule for taking several hours to do the school run, even though she has a nanny, for example. You know, that's language they never use on other royals, but I digress. Now, it gets better though. I'd written before that Meghan is not a monster, so let's just give the woman a break. Rather than continue to attack this young woman, we should see her and Harry to some extent as examples for those young people who might sit alone in a bedroom broken by what they've read about themselves online, seeing no way out. Actually, I was sympathetic to Harry's BBC sit down with the BBC. Only one fellow newspaper commentator agreed with my take, saying that the rest of the royal family, as Christians and as ones with the power, should offer an olive branch to their troublesome son or troubled son. Again, condescending. Uh, to the Windsors, I say, be a team, a united front. This is your way out, the only way. California looks more fun than Kensington. This snapshot tells anyone being abused to rise above. And to Meghan, block out the noise. Meghan has said she sees only about 1% of what's written. Meg, sweetheart, I hope you read this. Um, Liz Jones, my dear, don't hold your breath. Turn your phone off. Find someone who has your back because happiness really is the best revenge. So, again, she's trying to play both sides right here. It's not a full throated um, article of support for the Sussexes. These are just the little bits and pieces that I took away from it. Um, this idea that the Sussexes need the approval of anyone from over there has been so overblown. When you change the geography, you change everything. And being 5,000 miles away from that family, away from the courtiers, the tabloid media, the Royal Rota, they no longer have access to you. So there are millions of reasons to be happy. The thing is, they have a routine. They have created a life for themselves that has very little to do with the life that Harry left behind, or in some respects, the life that Meghan walked away from with the attempt of embracing something new and something different. Well, that's exactly what happened. She did embrace something new and different, but just not what she married into. They're gone from that. They have moved to California. They have amazing friends, like-minded people, and yes, Liz Jones, Meghan has people that has her back. Meghan has people that has her back. Let's start with her mother, okay? Let's start with her mother in terms of having her back and work our way out from there. And more importantly, her husband. Let's start with Harry and work our way out from there. Um, in some respects, this article reinforces this idea that the Sussexes do not have community. And they do have a community. They have family and extended family. But what they don't have in their day to day lives is family and extended family that are abusive to them. So there's a difference. Oh, there's no way that no, she's not going to get an interview. I don't know why Liz Jones seems to have these moments of clarity, but even when she attempts to, let's say, be a much fairer person, she can never give them the full throated approval or appreciation that they deserve. She could never do 10 toes down. She always got that one gnarly toe sticking up for no good reason. Let's see here. This black girl's life says Brooklyn's parents think Nicola is controlling and verbally abusive. They are Jewish in both sides, by the way. Oh, okay. Did not realize that. But thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, very cool. Very cool. That was one thing I really enjoyed when I went to Dallas is seeing people wearing cowboy hats. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool. Dallas gets very hot though. My God, it gets hot. Let me see. Lorene Esmeralda A. Thomas says maybe the tabloid media are slowly coming around. Nope. But thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member of Royal Sussex. I don't think they're coming around. Liz Jones is very sometiming, and she'll write something um very crude in no time. Isn't she the one who wrote that article saying that she's done with Meghan after something she said she was done with Meghan? Let me take a look in my little archive here and see what I can find. Um, why does Meghan always wear utterly impractical white when she's oh, you know what? I'll let you guys see this. Yeah, Some of the articles that she writes are just ridiculous. They serve no purpose but to just let me see. Oh, she did write that article, Charles. We need you to be okay so that we're okay. We're not ready for William yet. uh, well, she did write that article. That one I approve of. Oh, how about this? Liz Jones. Sorry, Beatrice. No one else will dare say it, but you risk turning into Meghan. I don't even know if that article was about, but you risk turning into Meghan. What is that supposed to mean? You risk turning into Meghan. And that's bad because what? Okay. Wait a minute. What is that one? Oh, let me see what this is. Oh, yes. Okay, you see it down there? It says, I've always backed Meghan, but the red dress picture have led me to a startling realization, and I can no longer support her. Do you all remember that article? Do you all remember that article? That's the real Liz Jones right there. That is who she really is. This pretending to support Meghan for 5 minutes is a waste of time. That's the one I remember where she made it seem like Meghan had created or has done some awful offense to her sensibility because she wore the red dress. Oh my God. Look at this one. See, this is why I keep stuff. Liz Jones, I've become a Camilla fan because she reminds me of Diana. Drink much? Huh? Drink much? I'm just asking for a friend. Drink much? Okay. Oh, the reason I used to love Diana. Look at this one. Look at this one. This broad is psychotic. This broad is psychotic. Look at this. The reason why I used to love Diana, but now I am Team Camilla, and it's not what you think. It was the honeymoon photos of Princess Wales that since clinched it for me to join Camp Diana, writes Liz Jones. But now, with Camilla's decision this week, I've changed my mind. Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. Since we've gone down this rabbit hole, let me see what else I have. I'm telling you, this is a two-faced. Uh, oh my goodness, what is this one? Why does Meghan always wear utterly impractical white? Why does Meghan always wear utterly impractical white? This woman has two toddlers, right? Dogs, chickens. She must be against dry cleaning. Given is probably ever so. That's what they pay her for? Or maybe the left behinds have nothing to offer. There you go. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, Liz Jones is psychotic. She's disturbed. She's disturbing me, that's for certain. Okay, let me see if I got one more nonsensical Liz Jones remark, and then we're going to move on. Let me see here. Well, she did say that Harry's interview left her in tears. Okay. Okay, this is the last thing I'll show you. Because when she made that remark about the red dress, she kind of made me mad. And then I made this. She kind of pissed me off. The barefaced truth: if confidence comes from within, why do so many emaciated women still need war paint? I don't know, Liz Jones. Why do you look like a Disney villain? Huh? That's the question that one ought to answer. Why do you look like a Disney villain? Never mind the war paint. Why do you look like a Disney villain? Were you the archetype necessary to create this evil character from the, what was that, Snow White? There you go. The Daily Mail sometimes is just a collection of middle aged or elderly pensioner women trying to work out their self esteem issues. They always do that. The ones that are the most critical about Meghan are always trying to work out their self esteem issues. Like, what's her name? The one that used to edit the British Vogue. Um, oh my gosh, what was the lady's name? The one that edited the British Vogue. Um, and she's a big sloppy mess too. Oh my God, she's a mess. Oh, Alexandra Shulman. Alexandra Shulman. She's another one who has been working out her issues on the pages of the Daily Mail. And you know who else does that? Oh gosh, what is her name? Um, the one that always hides her neck. Um, oh gosh, what is that lady's name? Is her last name River? No. Oh well, it'll come to me. Okay, here you go. Here you go. This is the one that's always so critical about Meghan. And then she had some article about how she's dealing with her body image problems and such. Well, one of the ways it seems like she is dealing with it is by targeting Meghan with a bunch of unnecessary criticism. I don't know how somebody picks up a self-help book and then go on and wage some kind of war against Meghan, who probably never met you and doesn't want to have anything to do with you. Now, say what you want about what is her name? Um, Anna Wintour. But Anna Wintour looks like a Vogue editor. She looks like a Vogue editor. But this showman, she looks like she's about to take in the laundry. And it was, some people didn't like the idea that she was editing the Vogue because they said that, well, they said she was a bit of a slob. That's what they said. Let me see. Showman, on the other hand, has a more relatable appearance and the self deprecating humor to go with it. She has cheerfully recounted to the press the time a newspaper story describing the various Vogue editors around the world had her pegged as a chain smoking 50-year-old Toyota driving divorcee. But she's no less influential with her decision to step down after 25 years at the top of Britain's fashionable Bible, fashion Bible, making waves internationally. Oh yeah, she's another Meghan hater. She's another Meghan hater. Anytime she needs to raise her profile, anytime she wants to try to own a news cycle, she goes after Meghan. They all do that. Showman. Oh wait, is that the one? No, I'm sorry. Let me find the one that I need. That is not the one. Let me find it. This one I have you feeling kind of sorry for, but not me. Uh-oh. Well, where the heck is it? Is that it? Okay. As Showman took the role of editor in chief of Vogue in 1992, some speculated that she was not experienced enough for the role. Furthermore, others commented on her personal appearance. Her personal appearance did not conform to previous Vogue editors. As New York Times noted, the British press has made much of the fact that when it comes to personal wardrobe, Miss Showman could learn a thing or two from Miss Tilberis's trademark Chanel, and that she could also become better acquainted with a hairbrush. Shit. It has been noted that it is still remarked upon that she doesn't look like a Vogue editor. So that's why I say Say what you will about Anna Wintour, but Anna Wintour, let me just say it the way it needs to be said. That heifer is sharp. Okay? Anna Wintour brings it every time. Every time. You cannot come for Anna's fashions. I'm just tired of all of these Meghan haters. I really am. I'm so tired of them. They give me gas. Wait, why is that one not working? Um okay, let me try this. Yeah, but she's so frumpy. She's so frumpy. And how she became the editor of Vogue Britain, I'll never know, because she does not maintain the image. I'm sorry to say it, but she does not maintain the image. She looks out of place. You see there? You see the difference? Anna Wintour, always well put together. And then, of course, there's Showman, who doesn't even seem to know where she is. Why is she not looking at the camera? What's over across the room? She doesn't look like a Vogue editor. What contribution has she ever made to the fashion or beauty industry? I'm asking for a friend. What contribution has she ever made? Mm, let me see. Okay. How about this one? Oh, oh, why didn't that open? Oh well. Anyway, I think I'm done with her. I think I'm done with her. Well, almost done. I got to show you my favorite picture of her. She kind of reminds me of a character from Beetlejuice. That's why it's one of my favorite photos of her, because she reminds me of a character from Beetlejuice. Hold on a second. Hold on. Every time I see this picture of her, I always look around. I'm just like, did somebody just yell Beetlejuice 3 times? Why is Alexandra Showman here? Who yelled Beetlejuice 3 times? Don't do that. Hmm? Doesn't this make you want to pour through the September uh, issue of Vogue? Now that right there, she who looks like she works at the cafeteria at the local grade school instead of a Vogue editor. Beetlejuice, 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 and then she appears. Yep. If there ever was anything that they told you as a child, do not repeat 3 times because something bad is going to happen. That's proof right there. Oh, yes, Sarah Vine. Sarah Vine. That's who I was trying to. I couldn't think of that name for anything. Sarah Vine. They're all awful. They're awful. I have so many clippings from these articles that some of these people have written, and I save them because from time to time, especially on Twitter, when they try to pretend like they're not the enemy of humanity, you have to pull out those articles and just kind of remind them where they came from. Yep, you have to remind them where they came from. Did you guys know that Anna Wintour has a clothing allowance and that that Vogue actually, I think, I forgot how much it is, but she gets a healthy amount of money so that she can maintain her image to be the editor of Vogue. I wonder how much money they set aside for Alexandra Shulman. Huh? How much money y'all think they set aside for Alexander Shulman? Not much, I would imagine. This is what I'm talking about. Check out that coat. Check out that coat. Okay, check out that coat. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Ah! Okay, you guys, let's move on. So, as ever, let me take a look at a couple of your comments. Let me see. Baron, I'm sick, just sick of all of the Meghan haters, starting with that loser royal family and his sickening. But every dog has his day. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, they are, oh, I cannot wait until the day that the coercion and intimidation and all that other stuff that they do in that for that family when none of that works anymore. I look forward to the day that none of that stuff works. When they lose control of the narrative. And that's what Harry said. They're afraid of losing control. So, as ever, there's Meghan making some of her organic tea, right? Look at those containers. I love those containers. And you know what? That would be really great um, to have a party and to have the guests make their own tea. That would be really cool. I just hope that none of the so-called fans try to make Megan's tea and then all of a sudden post a picture online saying that she sat in a tub full of Megan's homemade tea and that she developed a skin rash or something. knowing that she didn't wash her legs. Anyway, now, aren't we lucky, you guys? Today is the 14th, and pretty soon it's going to be the 15th. Tomorrow, Royal Duchess has a new video coming out. Yes, you guys, one of my favorite content creators has a new video coming out. So I'm going to post the link at the top of the chat. You can also find the link on the community post. Well, yeah, this time tomorrow, we will be talking about Duchess Royal's new video. And I am here for it. I cannot wait. They are always amazing. I tell you, they are always amazing. I'm just like, is it Christmas in May? There's another Duchess Royal video coming out? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Almost got it. So I'm going to put this link at the top of the chat. Make sure that you set your notification so you'll know when it comes on. Always very well edited. Okay. So that is the link at the top of the chat. And that is Duchess Royal's latest video. They're always so informative. I always watch them twice. Okay. You won't be disappointed. Make sure you also like, share, and subscribe. Are you talking about Andre Leon Talley? Yes, Anna Wintour and Andre had a very long friendship. Although, in the end, Andre said that Anna Wintour discarded him, and instead of treating him like a friend, she began to treat him as though he was staff, like he was a former staff member. It's very complicated. And I actually would recommend that you all watch or, well, do the audiobook of The Chiffon Trenches by Andre Leon Talley. It is available on Audible, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like I have so much more insight on Andre Leon Talley's life, but he had some very complicated and complex things going on in his life. Anna Wintour. Okay, okay. Let me try to say this without being too biased. But when Andre Leon Talley's grandmother died and Deanna Vreeland died, he was suffering, right? He was doing his work, but in some respects, he was just kind of going through the motions, ever brilliant. But Anna Wintour noticed that he was struggling. And so she told him, why don't you go to Paris and work remotely? You can do your work there. And also you can, I think she told him to take over the Paris Bureau or to work at the Paris Bureau. And he stayed in Paris, all expenses paid, working for Vogue. Condé Nast got him an apartment. I think he had an assistant, pretty much whatever he needed. Now, I don't know how upset I could be at somebody who sent me to Paris for 5 years. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is he did not hate her. She did not hate him. But when the influencers came along, she was ready to move on. And she wanted to put more confidence in these influencers. And it's hard to argue with someone who has millions of followers. Now, what Anna Wintour did wrong was they did not notify Andre Leon Talley. Usually around the time of the Met Gala, there would be a phone call or there would be an email followed by a phone call. When he didn't hear anything, he called and said, "What's going on with the Met Gala?" And mind you, um, he said he did not make a lot of money. It wasn't about the money because, he was making peanuts, but it was about a lack of respect. He felt very, very disrespected by her actions. And rightly so. Rightly so. He felt very disrespected. Um, and so they tried to convince him that the Met Gala was beneath him and that we've moved on. He didn't like that. He felt discarded. And I agree with him. That was not right. But 5 years, Paris, parties, fashion shows, Paris. I mean, I don't know, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't justify everything for that, but there were other things that Anna Wintour has done for him, and I promise you, you will enjoy his book. You can either get the book or you can do the audio. I'm actually going to buy the book because I want to see the photos. They said the photos in the book are very nice, so I want to see the photos in the book. But there's more to the story than how it ended. So that's what I'm trying to say. Mm, um, Lori, yeah. I guess someone should make the suggestion. Um, Maybe she doesn't look at the comments. There's a way to block a lot of those things, and not everybody knows how to do it, but there's a way that you can block like certain things that would end up in your comment section. So that's one thing. Plus, I have been blessed because of the moderators are very good at removing a lot of the stuff that does get through. So it's not always so easy to do it. And I guess because Duchess Royal, and this is just, me, not even, I don't even know her, but she only makes like one video every so often. So, you know what I mean? Just, it's not like I'm sure she has other work she does. So, but yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. But yeah, that is something to think about. But I am encouraged that so many of the haters are finding her videos. That makes me feel good. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think he's fascinating, and I think he was such a brilliant person. And it's a like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. The people that he has met, and the fact that Andre Leon Talley was a brilliant writer, you really get a chance to hear something unique and different about like, for instance, in the book, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I'll just say this one thing. In the book, Andre Leon Talley said that he was so proud when Diana Ross came to Paris and she wanted to go shopping. And I forgot how the circumstances came together, but they asked him and someone else to take her shopping. And they did. And they went to this one jewelry store and she bought some beautiful pieces for herself. And then she looked at them and said, "Now you all can pick whatever you want to from these glass cases right here." And they looked at each other. And because Andre Leon Talley had impeccable manners, he declined. He said, "No, thank you." And the other person said, "No, thank you." But could you imagine being in Paris with Diana Ross going shopping at one of those high-end jewelry stores? And he just had such a sense of pride watching Diana Ross on TV. And of course, he knew her from Studio 54 when they used to dance together. And now they're that much older. They're in Paris, and Diana Ross is doing the ultimate flex by going shopping in a fine, like, jewelry store and not even flinching at the price of anything. It's a lot of stories like that in his book. So much so that I'm actually listening to it again. So, yeah, I love that story. Oh, Jennifer Edwards, I wasn't done yet. But thank you. I wasn't done yet. Are you saying that I'm need to get to I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing you. Don't Are you saying I'm being a bit long-winded? Oh my goodness, it is an hour and a half. I didn't think I was going to be on that long. But no, I understand. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Um, yes, Antoinette Kennedy, that is true. But I also saw another thing where, okay, no, you don't make a lot of money directly, but did you see what was auctioned from his estate? Did you see the beautiful pieces of luggage, the one of a kind um, items? It took your breath away. Now, I'm like you. Just give me my money. You can keep your gifts. Just give me my money. But but a lot of his time at Vogue and Women's Wear Daily was all expenses paid. So 5 years in Paris, I can see you're struggling. Why don't you go to Paris for 5 years? Um, it may not have, it may not seem very fair, but a crocodile leather trench coat, so much of what he was able to do was made possible because of him being an ambassador for a fashion magazine. So some things is just so much more than money. And I did hear him say with his own voice that he found out other people were making more money. But in that moment, he wasn't there for the money. It was when he got older and he faced retirement that all of a sudden he's like, okay, y'all should have paid me more money. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's going to send me to Paris for 5 years, I think I could look past quite a few things. I could look past quite a few things. I'm just saying. But his attitude about work changed over time, and everybody has a right to feel differently about something whenever they choose. So I'll just say that. Is that fair? But please, please, Antoinette, get the book because I don't want to be the only person to have gone through it. Will you do that for me, please? It's very long, but it is narrated by Andre Leon Talley. And I promise you, you'll love it. Okay, let me get cracking here. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is going to be very short. No fear. This is going to be very short. But the blonde lady there, I don't know who she is.
Some people in this country who enjoy a little bit too much constantly criticising Harry and Meghan when they don't even live here anymore. Well, why are you polling this? They're not up for election. Do we need an opinion poll on Meghan Markle's popularity? Is this just another way of having a dig at her?
I mean, it is an interesting point because, of course, some of these royals on the poll are not working members of the royal family, so therefore, do we actually care?
They're not members of public interest. Yeah,
they are, I suppose, but look, the public are interested.
He's the Duke and they are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
But there are some people in this country who enjoy a little bit too much constantly criticising Harry and Meghan when they don't even live here anymore. Well, why are you polling this? They're not up for election. Do we need an opinion poll on Meghan Markle's popularity? Is this just another way of having a dig at her?
I mean, it is an interesting point because, of course, some of these royals on the poll are not working members of the royal family, so therefore, do we actually care?
They're not members of public interest. Yeah,
they are, I suppose, but look,
Yeah, so I'm glad someone asked the question, but it won't shift anything, that's for sure. Let's see. Christie's undervalued his estate. I was so happy it managed to make over $3 million. The money went to a church. Yeah, actually, the money was divided between two churches, his church in Durham, and then, of course, the church in New York. Yeah, I didn't hear about it being undervalued, but I did hear that they got a nice amount of money for everything. But he had some real treasures. He had some real treasures in that estate sale. And did you know that Diane von Furstenberg actually helped to pay off some of his debts? Now, whether she did that while he was alive or not, I'm not sure. But it was because a lot of his debts were settled that the money was able to go to those two churches. But Andre received a lot of help from a lot of people. Quiet as is kept. He was supported by the industry, and he was also let down by the industry. I think toward the end, a lot of people let him down, most notably Anna Wintour. And of course, having lost support from Anna Wintour. And she was, listen, don't get me wrong, she was vicious. She was absolutely vicious with him. She, you could never really consider her the nicest person. She did a lot of things for him. And then at a certain point, she did a lot of things against him. So I'll just tell it like it is. She could be your best friend 1 minute and your worst enemy the next. Okay. But you know who else I want to take a big deep dive into their life is Karl Lagerfeld. Oh my God, Karl Lagerfeld was horrible. 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 When Karl Lagerfeld turned against you, he turned against you. I mean, he wiped your memory completely off the hard drive. Vicious. Mean old queen. Karl Lagerfeld. Mean, cruel. Thank you, Hazel Jones. Okay, you guys, we got to get to this. Another one of those polls came out, right? And one of the things I noticed about this is that if you look at it, it says, okay, it has William, then Kate, Anne, Charles, and then for some reason it skips and goes royal family in general, the institution of the monarchy in general. Then it goes to Prince Edward, Sophie, Ford Fiesta, then Camilla, Beatrice, Eugenie, and then Meghan. I'm sorry, Harry, Meghan, and Andrew. Why does it take a break in the middle to ask people how they feel about the royal family in general? Is that how the questions was posed by Yougov? And mind you, this is Royal Family Favorability Rating, May 2025. Thinking about the royal family for each of the following, please say whether you have a positive or negative opinion about them. Now, this is for Britain. This is not for the US or Canada or any place else. This is all British. And so apparently, William has 75% favorability. Kate has 72% favorability. Does somebody have their thumb on the scale? So, as Kay says, the way that they synchronize their Meghan hate campaign makes Olympic synchronized swimmers look sloppy. It's not coordinated. Pinky promise is just that KP posted in the group chat this morning. That's all. And I do believe that this was a coordinated attack. They posted this just as William and Kate has gotten off the sofa and did some busy work. You have Jack Royston. Meghan's popularity hits an all-time low. Meghan's fan base in Britain is small as ever, with just 20% saying they like her in a new Yougov survey. Chris Schiff with a P, not a T. New poll by Yougov shows Prince William and Kate are most popular royals, whilst Andrew is in the bottom place behind Harry and Meghan. Cameron Walker, Duchess of Sussex popularity among Britain is in an all-time low. Russell Myers, new research by Yougov revealed the Prince and Princess of Wales are the most popular royals, while the Duchess of Sussex, not even mentioning Harry, just while the Duchess of Sussex popularity reaches all-time low. Harry's popularity is at an all-time low, but he only mentions Meghan. You know what? It doesn't even matter when they have done this poll. With years of negative reporting, what else could it possibly say? And also, if Harry's popularity is so low, with 63% of people saying that they have negative feelings about him, if only a fraction of that percentage of people, let's say that they're not all together there. Let's say that perhaps they're white supremacists. Let's say that they have violent tendencies. Then that increases the risk of visiting the United Kingdom, as far as I'm concerned, with this synthetic apathy that was created by the tabloid media and by the British royal family. This is the work of the British royal family and the tabloid media. Working in tandem, they have managed to bring it to this point. And even if those numbers are not 100% accurate, I don't think they're that far off. I really don't think they're that far off. But these are not the young people. These are not the younger generation. These are the old royalist monarchists. This is the result of, let me see, it's been a year and a few months since Charles has cancer, Kate has cancer. All of this is deliberate. It is deliberate. And just before they took the poll, I guarantee you, it was another one of those campaigns of how Kate has overcome. Kate is so brave, and William is sticking by Kate, and he'll do anything. It's all quite deliberate. And so for the maybe 2,000 people that they surveyed, whatever the size of the pool, the 2,000 people out of 66 million people, the 2,000 people who may still have a landline phone, or maybe the phone number that they transferred to their mobile or whatever, those are the people that they could get in touch with. I guarantee you, this is not a very good, accurate depiction of a cross section of society as a whole. It just simply is not. I don't believe it. But I don't think the numbers are that far off. You can't have a situation where on a daily basis, countless articles are printed and reprinted. And then you take a poll right after Harry has given a BBC interview, in all likelihood. It's not without effort that this happened. Everything that people know about Meghan is what the press has told them. Everything people feel about Harry at this point is what the press has told them they should feel. And so when you see a group of people supposedly just having a conversation about the current events. These people are programming, they are embedding a sensibility in the hearts and minds of people. And the royalists, the monarchists, feels like it is their patriotic duty to hate brown people, anyone seeking asylum, no matter what they're escaping. And the list is too long to count, but they are duty bound to uphold the values of Britain. And if that means that you have to hate people you don't know for something that they didn't do, then so be it. And the reason why I can believe that these numbers are accurate is because even though it's hard to accept it, but there are old pensioners, old women, mostly older white women, that get online every day to go after Meghan. These are the women who supported Brexit or MAGA and such. There's a very small group, but they're very vocal. And when they go onto the internet, a lot of their hatred is amplified by content creators and such. So I wouldn't worry about it, though. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure that there is some science that went into this poll, and for the group that was selected is quite accurate. But I kind of feel like the corruption is not in the numbers by themselves. The corruption is how they got these numbers. Who did they solicit to get these numbers? Was it a fair cross-section of the population? Did they go to postal codes or however they gathered the information where they would get the outcome that they selected? So I'm saying the science behind it is solid, but the method used to get these numbers, I'm pretty sure that somebody put their finger on the scale. Let me see here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is a year in the making because let's not forget, before the cancer, there were two people that were accused of being racist. And there were two people who brought the royal family underwater. Their favorability was 48%. 48%. Now, according to this poll, it looks like it's up to 60%. Well, what changed? What changed was the cancers, the cancer scares. The other thing that changed, of course, was Meghan became more visible. Meghan became more visible. And so it was easier to target Meghan with a lot of criticism because she became more visible. And by, that same token, Harry, in some regards, became more visible than he already was. And so all they have to do is show their faces, and there is a world of speculation and rumors and innuendos that will evolve from whatever they're doing. It's a nasty bit of business, but it works for the royal family. This is something they're very good at. They're very good at. This is the reason why a little island in the waters off of Europe was able to conquer countless civilizations around the world, because the mind bending and manipulation is something that they're very good at. And they use their own people, like, for instance, slavery. The serfdom that was Britain, the class system of Britain, they were able to replicate that and adapt it for populations, for ancient civilizations all over the world. Everywhere from China to Timbuktu, they were able to replicate. And when they went to India, oh my God, India was already so screwed up with their caste system that it was easy pickings for the British. They were already color struck, so it was easy pickings for the British. Is that right? Yeah, well, they have planted a lot of people in places where they could be useful. Like today's garden party. Did you guys know that the garden party today featured TikTok influencers? The garden party was to thank people in the media, I think, but they invited the TikTok influencers. So what they were trying to do, of course, I don't even have to tell you, you all know what was happening. They're trying to recruit a new generation of people to defend them. And very soon they're going to start giving out those honors to these TikTok content creators. They have shamelessly given out honors to anyone who shows them protection. Like the guy from The Crown, Peter Morgan. Peter Morgan is a recipient of one of those honors. And the last 3 years of The Crown was a huge love letter to the royal family. The Crown normalized and humanized Charlie Windsor and Camilla, made them seem very normal, whilst at the same time turning young Harry into a drunkard. How many scenes where it was Harry entering the scene with a glass of what do you call it, vodka or whatever? How many times did Harry crack open a beer? And he's handing the drinks to William, which to me means William is the alcoholic, and when the time comes, they're going to blame Harry. See how that works? When and if ever William is exposed for being an alcoholic, they are going to say, well, you know what? In The Crown, they did depict Harry making them drink. Harry kept handing them drinks. So you guys, at first I wasn't even going to talk about the poll, but I said, no, it's there. And they're going to use it against them for the next few days. So we might as well talk about it. And what I have to say about it is don't worry about it, because this poll is the result of a very long campaign of hate. And there are just some things you're not able to do anything about it. The only thing you can do is live your best life and don't worry about it. If Harry and Meghan can survive with the knowledge of these people don't know me, they only know what the press has said, then I suggest we do the same, is to just don't worry about it. If there is this I suppose if there is this like program, if people have been programmed to hate for no reason whatsoever, and their minds accept that notion that the Sussexes have done something terrible. I don't know what it was, but it was something bad. If that is what they're taking on, what can you do about it? Nothing. Just live your best life. Don't worry about these polls. For whatever group of people, I'm sure it came out just the way they wanted it. But I don't think that they had a vested interest in making sure that they had a proper cross-section of society. I don't believe that. And if you look around the Commonwealth, there are plenty of people around the Commonwealth that have it in for Meghan. Oh, Meghan knew what she was getting into. She was just after the money and all that kind of stuff. There are people that believe that because they believe everything that come across the airways. The tabloids are propaganda machines. They are propaganda machines. And this is a campaign like none other. This is the type of coverage that I have only ever seen with a presidential candidate. The big difference is this campaign has gone on for way too long. For what, 6, 7, 8 years? Kendrick said it best, you can't fake influence. Hello. You cannot fake influence. Thank you very much, Legs. Well, either way, you guys, there's nothing to be done. You just have to move on, live your best life, because as much as I don't take pleasure in saying this, but at some point, those that generation that is upholding the honor of the Windsors, the what is it, the shock, what is it, Swiss Coburg dot, what do they call themselves? They got the what is the name of that family? The Coburg hexagon. I could never remember that one. Wait, let me try one more time. The Keebler elf. No. Cobalt. No. What is the name of that family? I'm waiting for it. Somebody's going to tell me. the Gotham City Library. I know it sounds like Gotham City Library. The Gotham City Library Swiss Family Robinson family. Something Kohlberg Gotha. Wait. Okay, I lost it. I can't remember what it was. Saxe-Coburg. Saxe-Coburg Gotha. Gotha. Saxe-Coburg. Oh, there we go. Saxe-Gotha-Coburg. There we go. Thank you. See there, I got it in the end. Oh, you too. Saxe-Coburg Gotha. Gotha. Well, whatever their name is, it sounds like something that you can treat with a medicated ointment, right? There must be some medicated ointment that I could smear all over my Saxe-Coburg Gotha and it'll go away easily. Okay. Graham Smith says the press isn't William wonderful. Isn't William wonderful? Isn't William wonderful? Oh, look, people think positively about William. The reality is most don't care, but are fed up with the constant drip of nonsense that ignores the petulance, abuse of money, and shocking laziness. So this was Graham Smith's response to the poll. The next one says, what the media also ignores is that positive attitudes toward the monarchy are below 60%, while negative attitudes are now over a third of the country. That's the kicker. They try to ignore while focusing on celebrity royals. Yeah. So, and when he says celebrity royals, I'm pretty sure he means the so-called what is it? The what does they call themselves now? Anyway, Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, Harry, Meghan, focusing on the celebrity royals. So, and to some respect, that's exactly what it is more celebrity, especially for the left behinds. They have embraced celebrity as a means to shore up their popularity. Charles with his music list, William with his, television, sportscaster appearance, and Kate with whatever Kate does, Camilla with her book club. They're embracing celebrity now. Lex says, so Kate is a style icon. Do her clothes sell out? No, of course not. But one of the articles today tried to insinuate that she sells out clothes. And I'm glad you brought that up because that will take us to a couple of other things having to do with that. So weird. In 2025, they're still conducting popularity polls on Duchess Meghan. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. Meghan is not running for office. And Harry said, what was it, to Oprah, that they can have, meaning William and Kate, could have all the front pages that they want. They can have all the attention that they want. Just please leave us alone. And instead of doing that, they make everything about Harry and Meghan. They're doing the complete opposite. Naively, Harry thought that once they left, William and Kate would have the opportunity to shine, and they won't need to bother them again. But it's been the complete opposite. They pay more attention to the Sussexes than they do the future of the monarchy. And of course, that ghostly looking figure, Camilla, and that guy with the childbearing hips and the cherry lip gloss, Charles III. They barely give them any attention. The Queen's funeral, 70 years on the throne, and the feature at her funeral was the Harry and Meghan show. The Sussexes are not responsible for this. It's nothing that they've done. It is what people say they have done. I know it, and you all know it, but they're going to use this as leverage to increase whatever positive numbers they have. They're going to use this as leverage. And I think the intention is to recruit the TikTokers onto their bandwagon. Why else would they invite TikTokers to come to the picnic? You know, TV, I am constantly disappointed, and sometimes it's the people that are closest to me that fall under the spell of misinformation. They fall under the spell of misinformation. As critical as I have been of a lot of people, especially when it comes to politics, I can think of several things that they have been accused of. And I'd say, no, that's not exactly what happened. That's not exactly what happened. I've even had a couple of good things to say about the current occupant of the White House. Not anything good where it implies that I favor his role or him being there or his family, but it was just being fair by saying, no, he actually didn't do that. You're accusing him of something he did not do. But there's a certain number of people, they're either all in or they're not. And life is so much more complex than that, where you have to dismiss someone for that one thing that they've done, their worst possible moment, and that deserves condemnation. If you're okay with that, fine. I'm not. Also, she was jealous of the attention of Marilyn Monroe, too. Or is it Marilyn? Anyway, that's none of my business. Let me stop looking at that. You're talking to someone else. Sorry about that. Prince William and Kate did not want Prince Harry and Meghan to leave the UK because they love to compete. Well, and don't forget, they were hoping that Harry and Meghan would do most of the work. That too. Okay. Mostly, they wanted to send Harry to places they didn't want to go, which is what Harry told Oprah. Harry told Oprah that there were several occasions when they would ask him to go places that nobody else was interested in going. there was also several occasions where the Queen did not trust anybody else to do it. So they asked Harry to go. There were also occasions where they requested Harry, like, for instance, Morocco, when they requested Harry and Meghan. They did not want the other royals. They wanted Harry and Meghan. And also, let's not forget either that Prince Harry said that the royal family, the firm, was actively petitioning governments to not help them, to not give them any security, hoping that that would mean that the Sussexes would not visit this place or that place. Well, one thing I know for sure, whatever this poll says is nonsense. There are more people in this world that are supportive of the Sussexes than there are people that are not. Way more people. So if and when you hear them say that Meghan only has 20% approval anywhere in the world, you know that's a lie. When you hear them say that Harry has 27% approval, you know that's a lie. Because on the ground, when they're in public, people say otherwise. They are insanely popular wherever they go. Okay. Kate steals Meghan's style. And by the way, thank you to the squatty who dug out these well, I was going to say newspaper clippings, but these screenshots, this information. Thank you so much for that, because I never saw this article. Kate steals Meghan's style. Duchess of Cambridge wears suit trousers in public for the first time. Mark it down. December the 5th, 2018. Kate wears suit trousers in public for the first time, just like the wide leg ones loved by her sister-in-law. So let's break it down. December the 5th, that is that's about 6 months since the Sussexes were married. And Meghan has already demonstrated that she will go on an official royal duty call wearing pants, trousers. And not to be left behind, there's Kate Middleton wearing trousers. Did I skip anything? Oh boy. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh no. Actually, let me do this one because this is supposed to go. Nope. We don't have to do that one. All right. So this was kind of fun though. If you notice, there's Kate doing her impression of Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. She has literally dug into Austin Powers' closet and come out with his gold tunic. No, not tunic. But anyway, you can see what he's got on, his double-breasted gold jacket. But yeah, she is serving the Austin Powers. Even the lady in the background there is probably thinking, Wow, why is she dressed up like Austin Powers? Yep. Okay. Now, why Queen Elizabeth isn't a fan of Meghan Markle's power suits, power pantsuit. The Duchess of Sussex often wears pants for her official outings, but it doesn't have the royal seal of approval. We don't know what the Queen felt about Meghan wearing pants. We don't know. We only know what the tabloids told us the Queen felt. Okay. And I'm pretty sure wasn't Princess Anne wearing the bands? But okay, let's go to the middle. Kate Middleton follows in Meghan Markle's fashionable footsteps in wide leg pants and a blazer. Of course, Kate was able to what is that? Sneak in her signature move, the royal rewears. And then here on the right, Princess Kate updated her look with Meghan when Meghan stepped out onto the scene. Now that article is, oh my God, I cannot see that. That's from 2023. So that's just reminding people, and the Express, they will go there. They're just reminding people that Kate decided to copy off of her sister-in-law. And that's what happened. Is that Kate was never dressing like that until Meghan came along. Yeah, Adrian, I don't think that Charles wants any public images of himself photographed with the Sussex's children. And who knows, down the line, they'll probably try to find some kind of way to, I don't know. I don't even want to think about what they're capable of, but whatever they're doing now, I feel like they are setting up a scenario. Not necessarily anything, life or death, but just the way the story is told, the way the narrative has been picked up. I'm reasonably certain that what they want to do is to make of the story what they will, even if it's a bunch of lies or whatever. They want to tell their side of the story, and that's exactly what happened with the Crown. They rewrote the history. They rewrote the history. They had Charles at the morgue crying over Diana. They had what else? Oh, that scene where Queen Elizabeth was at the dock and she wandered around the QE2, remembering how grand it was. Y'all know that didn't happen. They just added that scene because the Queen died, and they were hoping that Olivia Colman would get no, was it Olivia Colman or that other one? They were hoping that whoever that was would get an Oscar for that performance, as I guess as a way to remember the Queen, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It was a big flop. A huge flop. Okay. Now, Kate's Beck's victory. Kate shows support for Victoria. Princess of Wales opts for a 1,340-pound suit from the Beckham's brand to present fashion award amid designers' heartache over feud with son Brooklyn. Now, I don't care about that. What I wanted to point out is that once again, it's all about Kate's look. Now, one of the squatties wrote this caption along with the photo on the left. Once again, it's all about Kate's look, not her work she's done. She hasn't done any, or her intellect. What's the difference between Kate and a doll? Meghan put her to shame. Yeah, Meghan puts her to shame. Now, if y'all remember, earlier this year, they were not going to mention what Kate wore. But right here, in big letters, they're letting you know that Kate wore something by Victoria Beckham. They're not supposed to do that. If Kate was serious about not being noticed or known for her pathetic little fashions, they shouldn't have let that out. But they did, deliberately, because otherwise, what else would they talk about? They have to do this because otherwise, they know that at some point, Meghan is going to, I don't know, maybe do a fashion spread or something like that. And they want to try to solidify Kate as being one of the best dressed women in the world, something that she has never been. But I think they're going to try to push that. And this whole thing with the fashion award and such, that is like a big kickoff. Just like not long ago. Again, it was about Kate's look. Well, they better hurry up and do something because her looks are fading and they're fading fast. So if they want to make something about her looks, they ain't got much time left to do it. What's that? Archie's christening photo with everything except the Queen is on record too. So they are two photos of Archie and Chuck in the same picture. I don't remember that. Let me think about that. It'll come back to me. Okay. Let me see what else we have here. Oh, Graham Smith. Once again, Graham Smith, he loves to troll the royal family. He says here, a country full of design talent, and they ask Kate to present these awards. And then down there at the bottom, it says, why are carefully planned outings described as a surprise appearance? Well, apparently, they tried to say that Kate had a surprise appearance at the closing fashion award thing. No, it was carefully planned. That's why she was wearing a Victoria Beckham suit, because it was planned. Okay, what's next? Oh, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour debuts with record-setting 55 million gross in Los Angeles. Let me see. Beyonce Cowboy. Okay. I didn't even bother with this article. I just wanted to share the numbers. They have been trying to sabotage, and when I say they, I do mean the tabloids. They have been working very hard to sabotage this concert. There were so many articles saying that Beyonce is panicked and that the tickets aren't selling and all that kind of stuff. Beyonce is going to be just fine. Trust and believe. Beyonce has a solid fan base that are going to support her, whatever. So I haven't heard anything critical about the concert, not even from the haters. But I know leading up to the concert, they were making some big fuss about they're not able to sell tickets, nobody's interested, and so on and so forth. Even if that were the case, there is a lot of financial insecurity going on in the world right now. And the fact that so many people shelled out tens of thousands of dollars in some cases to fly to another city just so that they could see Beyonce, or just so that they could see Taylor Swift, or I can't think of anybody else that's as big as the two of them. So, live performance concerts dominated by two American women, two different stories, two different fan bases in some cases. But Beyonce is going to sell tickets, whatever. Some of the comments that I saw with this article was as nasty as anything that someone would say about the Sussexes, because it's the same people, really. It is the same, what do you call it? Cynical people, hateful people that will spend the better part of their day on, shall I say, what is the word I'm looking for? Frequenting social media channels or content creators that go up against everything they believe. Like right now, Royal Sussex, there are people hate watching, hate listening right now, hoping, I don't know what they're hoping for, to be honest with you. I don't know why they're here, but they're here. And every so often they make their presence known. And they do that because, number one, they ain't got much else to do. And number two, for some people, hate just comes easy. It just comes easy. There are so many people that have it in for Beyonce. They have it in for what's the Olympic married to the football player? They got it in for her. Of course, the Williams sisters, they've always had it in for them. Even that kid that was trying to be recruited to play football, they had it in for his father. And so that transferred over to him. The hostility that they had for Deion Sanders, they put that same hostility on his son. And there's just always going to be people like that. Even when they have no logical reason or explanation, hate comes so easy. Makes you kind of sad when you think about it. But at the same time, I don't have time to be sad. I am here to support Harry and Meghan, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to be weighed down by their negativity, by their lies and misrepresentations. I'm not going to allow them to weigh me down with that. So there's some things I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother talking about that. And then there's other things I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to give them the reaction that they wanted, but it's not going to be exactly what they think. I'm not a fan, but I still not happy to see she and her daughter age. I'm so, what did I just do? Oh, okay. Still not happy. She has a daughter out there at 13 watching young actors. How is how is Blue going to be by the time she's 21? I'm just nervous for her. I was nervous like that for Venus and Serena. I really was. I was very nervous for them. And it was because it's some bad people in this world. And I know a lot of times people in the Sussex squad say, oh, we shouldn't give this attention. We shouldn't talk about this. We shouldn't talk about that. Meanwhile, that illogical mindset and hatred is festering with or without us. There's still some very dangerous people in this world that are full of a lot of, you know, ideas. And I just want to do what I can to bring more support over to Harry and Meghan and anybody else that we talk about. I mean, there's got to be some way to counter that level of hatred. There's got to be some way to do it. And if making a mockery of the rest of those royals is the best that I can do, then I'm going to do that. If I have to point out that somebody's face look like it's full of fix-a-flat and that they're not so perfect as you want to pretend she is, then I'll do that. Yeah, I'll take a little gilding off the lily. I'll push back how I feel to push back. They don't hesitate to do it. Now, what do we have here? William and Charles united front after Prince Harry's bombshell interview. Prince of Wales and the King set for rare double engagement at Order of Bath service. Now, the press is covering up the fact that these two are not getting on with each other. They rarely speak to each other. And their women are not even talking to each other. But you would barely notice it. You're not going to hear anybody in the royal rota say, how come it's been so long since Charles and his idiot son have done an engagement together? They won't do it because they're too busy talking about Harry and Meghan. That's why they won't do it. And they're getting away with it because they're deflecting with the Sussexes. But these two, just think about how much time you've seen Charles and Queen Elizabeth, the Queen. How many times you've seen them out together at functions together? Sometimes Kate doesn't show up, so William don't show up either. Was William at the garden party? They get away with this stuff because they have their chew toys. They have their little chew toys. They have a little plastic duck that squeaks when you bite it, and they have a plastic slab of bacon that squeaks when you bite it. And so therefore, you don't have time to notice how awful the rest of them are. What's that? Blue Ivy will take over her parents' empire one day. Look, Beyonce is from Houston and Jay is from New York, and their daughter will know what's up. We Black people prepare our children for the ish. Mm-hmm. God, I hope so. I do believe that that the Carter children are going to be very well placed to, handle their business. I believe they will, especially since they still have their grandparents in their lives too. So that's a good thing. Well, Adrian Burrow, let me ask you something. Why do you think they're going way overboard? I mean, they're going out of their way to fix up this idea that the Cambridges are so in love. Why do you think they're doing that? Does Charles have just a number of days left and they're trying to what? What are they doing that for? Why are they constantly pushing the idea that those two are so in love? This has been a whole campaign. I mean, let me see. I don't have it in front of me to put it in chronological order, but don't worry. Duchess Royal, or was it Royal Duchess? She's going to take care of that. She's going to put it in order. But the trip to Dole Island, right, where they came up with a photographic campaign of William and Kate all snuggled up together and everything and walking through the woods. What else is there? There was also, what else did they do together? Oh my gosh, it was something else they did together, and I can't think of what it was. They didn't go to the BAFTA Awards. They didn't do that. I don't know. I can't think of anything else, but it has been an ongoing thing for them this year, where the two of them are showing a united front. And maybe they're doing that to spite Charles and Camilla. Maybe that's why. Maybe because Camilla and Kate are not seen together since, oof, I don't remember the last time they were seen together. I'm kind of thinking that when Kate showed up at that garden show that time, the flower show, and took all of the attention away from Charles and Godzilla, maybe that's when it started. Because if y'all remember, Kate wasn't even supposed to be there. She just snuck on in before Charles and Camilla. And by the time they got done with Kate, they weren't so interested in covering Charles and Godzilla. They just were not that interested. Let me see, because William is bored with Kate and he is going to change the church rules once he's in charge. Hmm. You know, that is something to think about. He can issue a letter patent and change some things. And he has his enablers surrounding him, and they won't say otherwise. They won't tell him not to do it. They won't warn him against it. Sculptor Thomas J. Price's monumental work is set to tower over Times Square. The one on the left side there, if you don't recognize that, that is very near, I think it's the town hall for Venice. She's kind of standing very close to where the original statue of David stood. And it appears to be a woman of African descent looking at her cell phone. And here on the right, that's the one for Times Square. There are some people that are furious about these. They don't like them. They think that they're inappropriate. A massive bronze sculpture by Thomas J. Price will soon stand in New York's Times Square, accompanied at night by his conjunction with the first major solo show at Hauser and Worth in New York. The sculptural work, Grounded in the Stars 2023, depicts a Black woman wearing everyday clothing and standing 12 feet above the ground in a slightly, slightly contrapos pose with both hands on her hips. The work emerges from Price's ongoing deconstruction of preconceived notions about identity, demonstrating how Black individuals can claim space on their own terms. I like that. The sculpture, Price told me over email, was designed to integrate into such a setting as Times Square, which brings together various histories and cultures. It aims to represent the diversity of visitors at the crossroads of the world and addresses the traditional representation of marginalized communities in public spaces. I hope Grounded in the Stars will instigate meaningful connections and blind, intimate, emotional states that allow, that is, for deeper reflection around the human condition and greater cultural diversity, he said. So if you don't know what the crossroads of the world, that is what they call that area of Times Square where the two streets kind of crisscross. They call that the crossroads of the world. So it's where they have some bleachers set up where you can just sit on those bleachers and watch the world go by. It's a little triangle-shaped area where you can just kind of stand in the middle of Times Square and observe or whatever. So that is what it is, the crossroads of the world. As if to say everyone in the world is going to find their way to Times Square at some point. But I like the statue. I like what it says. The statue says that women come in all shapes and sizes. That's what I think. And that's exactly what I think, is saying that women come in all shapes and sizes. And she's kind of in your face with it, like, this is who I am, love it or leave it. But there's a lot of MAGA Brexit people that see this as something offensive. They see it as something offensive. Good night, Mary H. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. As the UK seeks to diversify its public sculptures, London unveiled a new monument to the Black women everywhere. I didn't know that this exists, but I like it. I like it. I think they need more stuff like this. Yes, and that is what art is supposed to do. Art is supposed to inspire debate. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Well, I think I'm just about done. Oh my God, how have I been on here for 3 flipping hours? How is that possible? How is that possible? It's been almost 3 hours. Oh, I saw that somewhere. I saw that somewhere. They said she looked like Letitia James. Oh, well. Anyway, you guys, I am done. Thank you all so much for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you all for your constant support, your contributions, your memberships, so on and so forth. And remember, women do come in all shapes and sizes. And even though there are some people that just do not like the idea of this, I think it's a beautiful thing. Uh-oh. The Queen. Oh, let me set this up before I go. Let me set this up. Okay. Oh no, I did that wrong, didn't I? Hold on, I'm not going to look at it until I put this up. Shoot. Okay. I almost got it. No, that's wrong. Look at me, I'm getting too excited. Okay, go to video and then find Her Majesty, who I thought was down in the tornado cellar, but apparently she's not. Okay, here we go. Queen Elizabeth, ruler of the United Kingdom, and plastic headscarves for rain. Not the plastic babushka, and plastic headscarves for rainy days. Do hereby I'm not able to do my voice. Do hereby declare I'm still waiting outside of the stadium of the Carter tour. Will and Kate didn't order my Uber. I see a bus, Queen out. Oh, Sean, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to do my voice. Well, you know what? If there's any way to bring the Queen back, I need her to post up outside of that concert, because I hate to say it, but I'm thinking, now, you know what? They're not going to go. They're not going to go. Please do not let them go. Although, for some reason, I have this feeling that Charlotte is a fan. But they're not going to let them go. They'll be too afraid of getting snubbed. But I wouldn't put it past them, though. I really would not put it past them to try to find some way to at least force a photo. Just as a way to one up the Sussexes. I would not be surprised. Okay. And with that, thank you again, Sean, and thank you for your constant support, you and Queen Elizabeth. And I will see you all next time. Okay, cheers. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.